Welcome, everyone. This is Tom. Welcome to the Lone Wolf Prepper channel for Dukes of Hazzard Friday Night Live. You may wonder why I call it that. Well, I'll tell you. It's because Dukes of Hazzard were on Friday nights when I was a kid, and I feel as though we live in Hazzard County. You know, Boss Hogg and Roscoe would be, I guess, Biden or Kamala Harris if she's in charge now, Merrick Garland. And then Enos would be Christopher Wray, the FBI director. Anyway, it's just so fitting for what's going on. Anyway, yeah, welcome everybody. Thank you to all my new subscribers. Hi, Carol. Even though how much YouTube's trying to stomp me down because of what comes out of my mouth. My freedom of speech really scares Jeff Bezos and stuff. So anyway, I don't care. I ain't going to stop. But anyway, thank you, everybody. The one thing about Lone Wolf Prepper, I wanted a place for us to finally start organizing into our groups to take on these communist pricks. But I want it to be a platform where it's like you're sitting down on a weekend evening on your deck talking to your relatives, and this kind of discussion I want it to be. You know, we're basically all family now. We're all in the same boat together. We're all getting persecuted together. You know, pretty much makes us family. But that's what I want the Lone Wolf Prepper channel to be. A place where everybody can come. You know, I get not a lot of them, but I get hateful comments on my videos. Okay. And so be it. You know, I don't expect everybody to agree with me, but if you got to disagree with me, is there a reason to hate on me, insult me? But I guess that's what they do best, and that's how they solve their problems. But you know what? I don't care. I've been insulted by the best, and you guys don't even come close. So anyway, first thing on this tonight, I want to discuss something that I was really upset with yesterday. And I had to calm down a little bit before I could make the video about my short I did about it last night. But vandalism to at Independence Square there, or whatever it's called, with the Liberty Bell and stuff. Yep. The most distinguishable symbol of freedom there is. Isn't that what these people want? And they're going to throw graffiti on it. I don't know how everybody else felt, but I was pissed. They want to take down their statues. And now what they did to the Liberty Bell. As Americans, we're just going to stand for this. Anybody have any doubt in their mind anymore about domestic enemies being in our country and being sheltered by our government and the Democratic Party? And by the way, us hard working folk are paying for all this. I mean, I was so upset to see that. I didn't hear about anybody getting in trouble. You know, the FBI can find out who was parading through the White House on January 6th as they were invited in through hours and hours of video that we were never allowed to see yet. And I'm sure they got cameras all over the Liberty Bell. I wonder if anybody's going to get in trouble for that. You know, like I say, if the government's not going to do its job, it's time for us to start doing the government's job. And that means we don't need the damn federal government anymore. Just totally disrespecting all of our culture, our heritage, what made this country great. You know, most bells during the Revolution were melted down to make bullets. That one wasn't. It just, whatever. Hamas lost their minds. I don't think we should be giving money to Israel or Hamas. You know what? Israel wants to battle Hamas, and they do it on their own dime. We give Israel enough money every year as it is. Yeah, for everybody to know, this is just money tacked on to the top of the money we already given them in the aid we're giving that country. Okay, and Netanyahu, just like Zelensky, comes over. Hey, Congress, hey, whose back can I pat? I need some help. I got myself into a pickle. I need some help. You know, maybe if it was Israel back in the 60s and 70s and 80s, they wouldn't be having this problem right now. Maybe if we were the country we had back in the 40s and the 50s and the 60s, maybe not towards the end of the 60s, we wouldn't be having the problems we have. But to sit there and watch that and see that, how is that not supposed to make your blood boil? I am an American. That is a symbol of the foundation of our country. And you're going to sit there, come to our country, destroy it, and then expect me to feel sorry for you? How am I supposed to feel sorry for you when I'm angry at you? Oh, my God. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm just having these pop-ups that all of a sudden start coming. I don't know why it does this when I'm trying to go live. I can watch my screen all day long and nothing comes up, but the second I go live, they start playing games with me. Anyway, I can complete control, okay? Death by 1,000 cuts. And I tell you what they did to the Liberty Bell was one of the cuts, but I'm not going to die from it. All my wounds will heal and make me stronger. Okay? But anyway, yeah. I mean, what's next? I want them to come out here and try this here in cowboy country. I really, really, really want them to come out here. I don't want to say where the real men are. I'll say it in a way where us men don't take this crap. Okay, you know the cops in this county? The two sheriffs, the sheriff and the deputy, and the state trooper that covers 3 counties? Yeah, that's our police force. You know what our crime rate is? Nothing. So I guess more cops doesn't take care of crime. Just cops doing their job takes care of crime. By the way, it just, come out here. We'll take care of it. You see my videos. You see how desolate it is out here. You just can't come up here trying to make a fuss and think you're going to get away with it. And that's why you people, I talk about a reactionary force. This is what I'm talking about. So when this stuff starts happening, I'll watch my language. Calm down, Tom. I was really upset. When this stuff starts happening, the reactionary group like the Minutemen need to be kicked in. And if the cops ain't going to take care of it, we need to take care of it. This is our country. Okay? Our government's asleep at the wheel, trying to distract us. Distract us with the enemy here, the enemy there. And sometimes, who's our enemy, Israel or Hamas? We're funding them both. Lunacy. Anyway, but, we need to stop this. I did the video yesterday after I calmed down about it's time to take action. Because if you're going to wait till you're standing in front of the showers with no water, it's too late then. Because you're disarmed, you're naked, and they got a bunch of machine guns on you. Go ahead and resist. You'll just die before everybody else gets in the showers. Do you understand how that works? At some point, you got to stand up. The Liberty Bell is just one big step. To me, that's just as bad as somebody getting killed. And I'll say it that way. Just as bad as a patriot getting shot down by our government or the Boston Massacre, patriots getting shot down by the British. Same thing as it was. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say on that. Okay? We're surrounded by domestic enemies. Domestic enemies are in charge of us. And it's time for us to do something about it. But anyway, it's too early in the video to start getting on that bandwagon. Okay. You know, I said that I wish the Democrats would have just counted their losses, licked their wounds, and did the best they can in 2024 without making a fuss and reorganize, regroup for 2028. But it don't look like they're going to do that. It looks like they're going to go for the scorched earth policy. Okay? Yep, scorched earth. Kamala Harris. Well, I guess I said her name wrong, so it was just erase it. I mean, they got this thing so already so sensitive and confusing that we got to say her name exactly properly right. You know, I've been called a lot of things in my time. You know, I didn't get offended by none of them because I knew they were talking to me. By the way, you know, we can always go with the whole if she needs to. Whatever. But that's who we're replacing Biden with. Not that they had anything better, but this just goes to show you. If this is the best the Democrats got with the morals and lifestyle this lady has lived, that's the best they can come up with? She was a diversity hire. Biden admitted it himself. She's not in there because she's qualified. She's in there because she's supposed to be black, but she's not even black. I had to tell my daughter that today. She's not African American. She's Indian descent. You know, you African Americans that want your first black president, you kind of get screwed over because Barack Obama was half white. And this one's not even got any African in her, I don't think. I want to call it the first black president. I'm just saying. Sounds like, you know, they're mischaracterizing her to try to get the black vote after they lost it due to Trump. Like I say, anybody who lived in New York that's got screwed over by a DA, you know, all these young black people that are just trying to live their lives that got screwed over by a New York DA, do you think they honestly sided with, I can't remember that DA's name, but they sided with Trump because they said, hey, I'll vote for this man. He's finally getting treated like I am. Kamala Harris. There's so many adjectives she has. I mean, is this what this country is falling to? I don't want to say the W word, but this is who the Democrats are going to put on the ticket because that's the best they got. She cackles. In charge of the southern border, right? Even though the mainstream media tried to say, no, she was never the border czar. Well, I remember them doing nothing but cartwheels three and some years ago when she was appointed the border czar. They don't remember that. See, they think we all have short-term memories. I don't. I remember a lot of the stupid stuff they say from years ago. I wish I did, but I do. They just, you know. How can any world leader even take her seriously? Was she going to be a new Cleopatra and seduce all these world leaders? She's ugly to begin with. I mean, if you had power and money and that's what you had to lower yourself to sleep with because she was easy, you're even more pathetic than she is. Anyway, but that's who we got. They're getting, and then they're getting us all this hype and stuff. You know, she's doing so great. You know, just like Hillary Clinton. You know, like I remember Hillary Clinton. What was it when she was in Cleveland, like 2 days before the election, and I think she had LeBron James there and everything, or whatever, and she had 200 people there. And Trump's filling sports stadiums just like he is now, with these outdoor rallies and stuff. And they're going to think Kamala. Whatever her damn name, the Hoe is going to sit there. I'm just going to call it that because I'm not going to sit here for 10 minutes and try to pronounce her name right. So she's the Hoe. So they think the Ho is going to fill stadiums like that. I was watching, I forgot. I was going to write it down. I'll do it my next live stream of this YouTube channel I just found. Twin Farmers, or I can't remember what it was called. But the thing is, great content. But like every other YouTube, well, that's okay. Every other YouTube channel, they're trying to sell stuff. I mean, let's forget about making the money. Let's get the message across. And let's get this problem solved. And then get back on YouTube and make a lot more money. That's one thing Donald Trump better do when he gets in office. He better break up these social media platforms. He better break Google up. He better break Facebook up. Just all of them. Because you know what? If I want to start a social media platform, I would have no chance in hell. And that's not what America's based on, because the rich guy can just fuck me out. So let's make the rich guy I'm telling you. I would love to get on YouTube with my wildlife program after we have settled all our problems, and the war is over, and we got our country back, and our kids ain't being taught stupid stuff, in our borders are secured stuff, and our world I want to retire in. And then during my retirement, I can start up my wildlife, Lolo's Wild Kingdom. Because I can't do that because it takes up too much time. Like the hawk nest. You know how much time it would have took just to make a 20-minute program, like Wild Kingdom was, or Lauren Green's, whatever that Lauren Green one is that. That takes a lot of time. A lot of sitting out there and stuff. And I don't, I love to do that as a retirement and play my piano. Okay? But as of now, YouTube being the way it is, it ain't going to happen. Hi, Janetta. It ain't going to happen. Okay, they got total control. They want to shut my channel down, they can. Just by hitting a button and delete me on YouTube like I was never even there. Happened to a friend of mine about 6 weeks ago. Just because he made a video about supporting Trump. Crazy. But he needs to break them up. All these monopolies need to go, okay? Because all it does is make the little man like you and I a slave. Yeah, we got a choice. We got a choice to go from this rich son of a bitch or to that rich son of a bitch, okay? That's not the choice I want. But anyway, back to Kamala. What did she, in 2020, she was last? The one that the Democrats didn't care about at all? Okay, now she's the golden child that they could have never survived without? Like this channel I was talking about. They're going to say that she don't have a chance anyway, because this is going to bring the conservatives out in droves to ensure she don't get in. Do you women who want their first woman president really want her to be your first woman president? With the morals and how she got up the ladder? By one swallow at a time? Just disgusting. I hate even talking like that. I hate talking like that. These are the people in charge of my country. These are the people, when I was overseas as a Marine, we were always told, behave yourself, act good, don't be stupid, because you represent the United States. Okay? And that represents the United States. That represents me. That represents my morals and the way I believe. Are you kidding me? Joe Biden was bad enough. But this is ridiculous. The most liberal senator in Congress, she was said to be. letting criminals out of jail, telling in 2020 the protesters keep protesting, telling people to donate money to get the protesters out of jail after they BLM, burned, looted, and murdered. I just, where has this country gone? To where we have fallen so far that we got a whole running for president that is not qualified. I mean, she could handle securing the border as vice president. Holy cow. Is she just going to tell Hamas or China or whatever, hey, just bring your ships next to the shore and just start dropping people off? You know, that is, anybody ever seen the videos in California there where those stupid immigrants steal a boat and come from Mexico and land on the shore in the United States and just go running off and nobody stops them? I'd at least tackle one of them, beat them down, and take it to the cops. What do you think's going to happen with her in office? And then she's going to sit there and say everybody's going to be equal. Everybody is not equal at the top. The only place everybody is equal is at the bottom. Everybody living in the same apartment that looks the same, with the same furniture, the same toilet paper, driving the same car. Everybody banking at the same bank. That's where you're all equal. We actually live in a country where, yeah, we're created equal, but we live in a country where your outcome is not equal. Okay? If your goals aren't the same as mine, as I push myself and challenge myself, your rewards aren't going to be the same. And this is one thing communists don't understand. We all don't work and function as adults equally. The only time we are equal, you can't even say when we're bored. Because somebody, now equal in the justice system, yes. But equal in the law of nature, no. Somebody born with a serious disease or missing limbs is not equal to me when they're born. Because I have the advantage in nature over them. I mean, it's a crude way of putting stuff. But when it comes to the law, we should all be equal. And it should be enforced equally, no matter what your position in society is or how much money you have. You know, Kamala, I made that video, that Thursday. Joe Biden will be replaced by Monday, July 22nd. I really didn't think it was going to be Kamala. I really didn't think so. Because she's a loser. Okay? She's a straight up communist. Make me all equal. Equal to who? If I want to be equal to somebody, that means I'm going to strive up the ladder, not down the ladder. And if I choose to do that, I will do it in my own way, and with my own sweat, and my own work, not with a help up by somebody who had a lot of help ups. I don't need the government to help me out. I need them to leave me alone. And then it's a lot easier to move up the ladder. Wouldn't everybody agree? We get the government out of our life. Boy, wouldn't it be freed up if we didn't have to pay income tax. I mean, just imagine. I remember I had a great job in Minnesota. This is why I won't take a lot of money job, because I was paid $1,000 a month just in federal income tax. Just in federal. That's insanity. You get punished for making money. You know why? Because if I'm making money, the rich guy's losing money. If we all decide to start putting money in savings again and live a bit of leaner lifestyle, stop living the fast life, basically stop the cogs from turning, picking money from this hand into this hand and hand it to the next guy, and you start sticking something. I wouldn't even trust the banks, but my personal, if you want my financial advice, I'm not going to give it. I hate money. It scares me. I'm going to trade it anytime I can for something that's valuable that I'll be able to use in the years when we have nothing. Because if you have a lot of money and we have nothing, well, I hope you enjoy your money. Because I'm going to enjoy not having any money and having everything I bought with it. I could go on and on about the whole. And I really don't think Joe's going to be president till the end of his term. I mean, he's going to die. Something happened to him. They're going to hide it. You know, who's calling the shots? All this comes into play. They sure are. Over the last couple of days, doesn't it sure look like Kamala is president? I'm just saying. That's what it looks like to me. Yeah. Well, the thing is, too, you have money in the bank. All you do is they find another reason to pull some money out of your account. You know, it's retarded. Why do you need a bank? If I don't want to ever take out a loan, and I'm a cash man, what is the purpose of me having a bank? Oh, I know why. Then the government has that little bit of control over me. Your company goes to mandatory direct deposit. You got to have a bank account. You want to get paid for your job? Hell, even though a Social Security number is not required, okay, you just need it to do everything. You know, just asking permission and all this paperwork and stuff we got to do just to function as a country anymore. You get lost in the red tape. Oh, did I do everything legal this time? Did we get all the T's crossed and the I's dotted? Well, it's just going to get worse. But it all comes down to we could end this at any time. Any time. The people can, we're the ones in charge. Okay? We need them to fear us again. All I know is I got threatened by my government with F-15s and Hellfire missiles and nuclear weapons. I say that is a threat of war. Okay? I'm not Putin over halfway around the world when you're threatening him with the same thing. No, I'm a citizen of this country. I am your boss. And you're going to threaten me like that? You know, I just say that's, you know, sounds to me like I need to, or you're trying to get me to fear my government. Not going to happen. Okay, I want to talk a little bit. I went on about her. I could go on and on hours about the whole, but, you know, I don't want to sit there and bore you guys. Let's go on with the FBI, okay? Remember I called Chris Ray Enos off of Dukes of Hazzard? And this is why. We don't know if a bullet really hit Donald Trump. They're incompetent. Remember the press? Oh, he fell down in the Secret Service had to carry him off the stage. It's incredible. You know, they were behind it. You know, I heard that they scrubbed the shooter's house down. Totally disinfected it. Why? They should have been evidence trailers at that house for days. I guess they had cleaning ladies there instead, huh? There's just so much stuff that's going on about it. The more we're hearing, and I'm not trying to listen to all of it because it's lies. We're never going to know the truth. They're going to sit out and put out a little bit of lies and a lot of disinformation, or a little bit of truth with a lot of disinformation with that truth. You know, it's kind of like sending a nuclear weapon over and you got 20 warheads in there and 5 of them are fake and 15 are good. Which ones do you shoot at? I mean, these are the people that have gone around the country and arrested people for walking through the Capitol after being invited in. Yeah, I heard she resigned too. Doesn't matter. The core is rotten. Who are they going to bring in? Another diversity hire? You think they're going to bring in somebody that's find outstanding so Trump can be saved? Probably somebody worse than her. I mean, these people never get replaced with good people. Look at the Speaker of the House. Look at who we got. Mega Mike Johnson over McCarthy. Wow. I made a video when that happened. Thank you, Democrats, because the Democrats were so stupid. We wanted him gone, and they wanted him gone. They helped us get rid of him. And then we got Mega Mike Johnson. Yep. Can anybody say that whole place needs a house clean? You know, when the politicians get punished, all these big corps, the CEOs and their lobbyists, welcome to prison, buddy, because you just screwed over the American people. I wonder if the FBI can see that, follow a few money trails. I don't know. Maybe they could. But they're all lawyers, lawyers with guns. Yeah, the FBI figured out how the law works. J. Edgar Hoover, they said, was the man who knew the most about every American. Okay. And Admiral Canaris was the one who knew about every American in Germany during World War II. But anyway, so the FBI is set up, and then the director knows by the time, what was he in there, 27 years or whatever, but he knew as much as he could about every American. So that tells me that the FBI was brought into the service, not for law enforcement, but to collect information on Americans, flat out, using law enforcement methods. And then now it's up to their Gestapo. You disagree with them, the current administration, as long as you're Democrat, I mean, they're even trying to get rid of Trump. These FBI agents upset because Trump didn't get killed. But it's information gathering. That's all it is. And now they're shooting people down. Hey, I disagree with them. Bam, 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 6 o'clock in the morning. Oh, he didn't answer the door right away. Boom. We'll shoot a flash grenade into his house. He comes out running in his underwear. Oh, he's charging us. We got to kill him. I mean, obviously nobody in the FBI ever gets in trouble. Just like Lavoy Finnegan. I tell you what, Lavoy Finnegan is one that definitely needs to be righted. Shooting him down in the snow. Let's see. That's what happens when you stand up too much to our government. Watch what I'm doing. I don't really give a shit, you sons of bitches. I don't care. Come after me all you want. Because I'm not going to live as a slave. So I know eventually the time's going to come where I'm either going to die or I'm going to commit. And I'm going to die because a tyrant will never control me. I will never submit to this shit ever. And I'm not stupid enough to keep swallowing these lies. Every day it's lie after lie after lie after lie from these people. I never let my kids lie to me. That's why I have kids, okay? And these people are acting like kids. So they're coming home and saying, Daddy, this is the way it happened. And me being a kid at one time, realizing that I was the same way, knows they're lying. Some Democrats, one thing you don't realize is some of us actually grew up. 21, if you're not a Democrat, you don't have a heart. At 35, if you're still a Democrat, you don't have a brain. Because once you start paying for stuff and realizing that your actions, especially with your kids and stuff, and becoming a good adult is going to make the world a better place, how much responsibility is on your shoulders. And it doesn't matter how you feel because you still got your job to do. You become a conservative. I can't listen to lies anymore. I was given an education. I can think and comprehend and see stuff. See, I'm being lied to. I can feel the pressure on me from the federal government, the weight of them trying to completely take over my life and expect me to believe this way or that way. I don't have the freedom to think anymore, let alone speak. Yeah, put a chip in my head so you can completely control my thoughts. And then you can arrest me before you think if I think I plan on doing a crime. The world we are headed down is insane. If you would have told me when I joined the Marine Corps the way the world was going to be in 40 years, there's no way. Because I would have said, like I said when I got out of the Marine Corps, and I noticed a change. People will rise up. We live in a country where this will not be allowed to happen. And now they just desensitized everybody. People don't even care that the government is robbing them blind and giving this money to Zelensky, a piece of garbage that was installed. Remember, Ukraine didn't have any elections. How the hell can you still be a leader of a country when you cancel the elections? The day after the election, there shouldn't be no government. The same thing if this government tries that. On November 6th, that means there is no government. Anything you voted for, school board, sheriff's department, it doesn't exist anymore. Okay? If I'm not even allowed to cast my vote, I guarantee you that government doesn't exist that said that. But I don't think it's going to come to that. Okay? So we got Christopher Wray as Enos. We got Merrick Garland as Roscoe. And Boss Hogg, just a bunch of them all up top, Can't wait to find out who the whole running mate's going to be. Could that be Barack Obama? I don't know. I was looking at the 22nd Amendment when I was thinking of that. And you could be president, if you are elected and the president dies, or was it up to 2 years? Anyway, you can be elected twice because the first time you're not elected, you're appointed president because the president was taken out or had to leave for some other reason. But I don't know. See, the thing is, they already said our rights aren't absolute. The amendments aren't absolute. Remember that? Well, the 22nd Amendment, if the amendments aren't absolute, I guess it can apply to that one too. They're not going to quit. They will change the rules to whatever it takes to win. And then when it comes to counting, watch the Ho get more votes than Joe Biden did. And Donald Trump will be right behind her with like 2 million behind her like he was before. And everybody's going to be scratching her head. 10 people voted for her, but she got 90 million votes. They cheated the first time and we did nothing. You let the child get away with being naughty. And now they're going to do it again. But now they're going to do it and they're in charge. Okay? They're in charge of the FBI. And if all you people in the big cities aren't going to stand up to these people, they're just going to come in and steamroll you. They can't do that out here. But the big cities, this war that's going to start off ain't going to be a solid line. It's going to be areas and spots. That's why you need to get your reactionary groups together. The Minutemen. When are we going to start organizing openly in front of the government so they know we're doing it? We have the right to organize. They can't take that away from us. It's no different than forming another political party. We're just going to form a defensive force against the forces that want to take our rights, our Constitution, in our country, and our children from us. Why isn't that allowed? I don't hear any of these channels talking like that. That's the way we need to talk. Like the preachers used to talk back in the 1770s. Like they used to talk in the taverns. You know, I loved it when Joe Biden would come in his limo and people would just be slamming him as he's driving by, spitting at the king's soldiers as they're walking by. We need to make them to fear and respect us. Because I will not fear my government. And I obviously don't respect it like I did when I went in the Marine Corps. I mean, you know what it takes for a person to go into the service? Especially on the hard part? And give that oath and give their life if they have to. And do all the other hard things that go with it. And they think I'm just going to give that up? That I sacrificed all that and I'm just going to give that up now? Because the mass media comes out and says that we got the lies? You know, go into a combat zone with a bunch of lies for your recon information. Go in there with a bunch of lies. See how that works out. These people are just getting mowed down. All these people believe in it, feel they're getting suckered. Yeah, you're getting suckered. You know, hoping that somebody else will make your life better is going to get you suckered every time, because there's always a con man willing to come around and tell you he can make your life better. The only one that can do is yourself. And then you start making your life better. You become more independent. You become independent thinking. You start taking care of yourself. You realize you don't need nobody. Your life starts getting better. And you start getting upset with people that want to bother you living your life because they're just a little upset because their lives aren't quite as happy. And you seem to have too much of a smile on your face. Anyway, you know, if we have an election, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't have a prediction for this weekend. I hope nothing like that comes to me again. To me, it was just so obvious about JoJo dropping out. But it doesn't matter. Just another scumbag Democrat liberal that's going to come up and try to replace him with the same old puppet master taking control. George Soros. Ever see a picture of his kid? Boy, I'd be proud of that boy. Yeah. I'd work his ass off till he had blisters from his knuckles down to his fingers down to his damn toes. Thinks he's better than me. I think is Alexa or whatever his goofy name is. Your daddy even once said that if he had to live by law of the nature, he'd have been dead a long time ago. And the more you guys keep pushing, that's what you're going to bring on. And no matter how much money you have, ain't going to save you. And all those bodyguards aren't going to be loyal to you. You're going to be stuck there by yourself in a hole, just like Saddam Hussein was found. Don't forget that. Anyway, so what do we need to do? We need to, like I said, we need to start organizing community groups, armed community groups, because you are allowed to be armed. Okay? Not looking for trouble, not trying to start a war, just standing up and becoming that wall to the federal government, their goon squads or whatever, when they come for your neighbors. Kick them out of your neighborhood. Just like we would escort them out of here. And they would never come back. We don't have to go to a full war to get them to fear and respect us. We just need to be acting like our founding fathers expected us to. You stop being a slave to that dollar bill and living your own life. You just can't rely on anybody. If you're relying on the government to help you out, that means you're relying on me to help you out. The government's just the middleman. Why should I have to do that? I don't expect anybody else to take care of me. Maybe when I get real old, my kids will take care of me. I hope so, which I know they will. Because they love me. Because I realize that my kids loving me when I die is more important than having a bunch of money they want when I die. But anyway, everybody can live their own life. I'm not telling anybody to live with like me because it's extremely, I don't want to say boring. I just find simple things more entertaining than sitting in a crowded movie theater with a bunch of people. And I haven't been to a movie in years. I mean, the last time I went to a movie, I think, was when I took my one daughter to see the movie Spirit. But now I guess they got assigned seats and everything on the ticket. Can't even go down and sit down where you want. See, a little bit more control. That's all it's about. Every little cut. Every little time they put another string on you to yank you this way or yank you that way. Well, I cut all my strings. Ain't happening. See, this is the thing. In the Marine Corps, I got brainwashed. And I was controlled, and I did what I was ordered, a lawful order. And when I got out and I was driving down and I was finally out of the Marine Corps or out of active duty, and I had I went on terminal leave, so I got out 30 days and used my leave up. I had my leave papers and stuff. Driving down the interstate, I was free. I didn't need paperwork. I didn't need to go home with paperwork just because I got stopped saying I was okay to be home. I was free. I could go anywhere. I remember that feeling. I can go anywhere I want. And, I had to get out of the Marine Corps to feel what real freedom was. And maybe it was because you are property of the government when you're in. Or maybe it was because of all the people that I saw that weren't free in the countries I was in. But I'm not going to give that up. Just like the first time I came back to the U.S. and we were pulling into port on the ship and the feeling I got being back in the U.S., being proud of my country so much. You liberals aren't going to take that from me. That was a feeling that's still inside me, I feel. And you're not going to take it. So, anyway, just organize. Get with your neighbor and start talking to your neighbor. Not right away about forming a fire team or a squad or getting together and shooting rifles together. Even if it's just waving to them if you don't get along with them. And this is stop concentrating on the people you get along with. I mean, those are the ones you need to train with. But try to start getting along with people you don't get along with, that don't agree with you, that give you snouty looks every time they drive by you as they're going to work. Wave to them and smile. And you will not believe. Eventually, they will come around. That's how you wake somebody up. Even if you hate them to death, then you got to find a reason to like them. We're all in this sinking ship together. When this all blows up, we're all going to be victims. Some are just choosing to be victims now, which I can't do nothing about. I'm trying, but sometimes people just, until they feel it, until they feel the pressure that we all feel coming from the federal government in our lives being interrupted, until they feel that, in whatever way it is, I hope it's not in the way of losing a child to an illegal. I hope it don't have to come to that point for you to wake up. But we all going to be in this boat together, down in the cargo hall, You know, they say slavery ended. Since when? The black cultures has been used by the Democrats to get their way so much by using the blacks as victims. And every time they do it, they just keep making the blacks more of a slave. Remember, if you're not black, if you don't vote for me, you're not black. How can Joe Biden even leave South? I think you said that in South Carolina. How could he even got out of South Carolina without being egged? And anyway, you know, I know nobody of any color is a victim of me. And I am not a victim of anybody in any color. The only one that I'm a victim of is myself doing stupid stuff. And hopefully by my age, I finally learned to, you know, stop doing that. That's why one reason our lives just get easier. You know, we grow up. You know, we live in reality. How can these people get on TV and say these lies? Kamala Harris was never the border czar. How can they honestly say that after we all knew and been saying it since the time she became border czar? It wasn't common knowledge. But she never went there, never solved the problem. I could solve the problem real easy. Let's see. Military, machine gun nest every 100 yards, barbed wire, loudspeakers just screaming out, and then actually having to fire on them if they come across. Problem solved. We're being invaded. It's not funny. It's not a joke. It's reality. And one thing I dealt with in the Marine Corps is reality. Okay, I didn't have a choice to whether I wanted to believe what was going on or not. It was going on. Reality was hitting me in the face. You know, that was overseas. And now everything I see overseas is coming over here because we just invited it in. It's time that we take our country back. Which one of us want to do this? We all would just rather live our life where we're happy, you know, living the American dream. But that wasn't good enough for the politicians because we had too much control over our lives. And they wanted that control. And hence, this is where we sit. So, you know, I just think it's time to put an end to this. I ain't getting no younger, and they ain't letting off the throttle at all. They're just getting worse. And I tell you what, if this kid progresses in 10 years, once you hit 70, I think they'll just forget about you. We have bad times coming. War is coming in this country. It's quite obvious. Get out of the big cities, prepare for shortages, and get in a place where you can be safe. You know, I'm out here in the middle of nowhere. I live a lone wolf lifestyle. You know, I realize the biggest danger in SHTF is people. So I hope you're MAG. You can trust everybody. But you need to get yourself safe. Because when this all goes down, it's going to go down fast. I mean, we've been putzing around here for years now. And now we're coming to a head. And we're going to start going off the rails and downhill real fast. Especially when us patriots have finally had enough. And that Lexington Concord moment happens. And D.C. is finally surrounded. Okay. I don't want this. I really wish the Democrats would knock this crap off. Stop trying to control me and tell me how I'm supposed to think and feel. I want to live my life, not your life. Okay? I will be independent. You want to be dependent, that's fine. I'm not going to pay for it. All these rich guys like George Soros that wants a world like this, you go pay for them. I tell you what, you don't even have to pay for them. Open up a business and do this thing called employ them. And then you make money and they make money. But I guess for some people, work is a 4-letter word. Anyway, that's all the Lone Wolf Preppers got for tonight. I appreciate everybody being here in the comments. Anyway, YouTube's coming down hard, so whatever you can do to push the channel, I appreciate it. Like I say, it's pushing the truth. My goal on YouTube is to get off of YouTube. Okay. I want the message sent so people organize. We correct the problems in our country, and then I can go retire and start my wildlife program and sit and watch birds and wildlife all day long without having to worry about, how much freedoms and liberties my government's going to take from me and tell me waiting for the next decree out that I got to follow. Anyway, it's coming to a head, everybody. Get prepared. You got your notice. Okay? And when they cheat and get Kamala in there, we need to do something. The Civil War is going to start on November 6th, no matter who wins. Okay? Because they're taking shots at Trump now. Remember in 2020 when Trump supporters were getting killed too? Yeah, we all have a short memory, don't we? This country's on the path of destruction. Only we, the people, can stop it and correct it. Are you up for the challenge? I know I am. Come to Lone Wolf Prepper and organize. I want to start seeing some messages and comments. I talked to my neighbor. We're on the same page. We're forming a group, a resistance group for the neighborhood. Anyway, let's make them fear and respect us. And then we'll get our happy lives back. Anyway, Lone Wolf Prepper, out.